You barely know me.
Oh, I know you're no good, and I know that 'cause neither am I.
Nightmare Alley, the new Guillermo del Toro movie that has flown by slightly under the radar. I was finally able to see it yesterday, and well, I have some opinions. First off, the story follows a man on the run from some dark past, running to a traveling carnival to find a place for himself before launching into a bleak adventure of, well, you'll have to watch it. And is it good? Yeah, in a super dark way. This is not a happy movie. It is dark and dreary and upsetting and cynical. It has some surprisingly visceral gore in a couple moments that aided to the moments that caused it, but still fair warning. I like that the backstory is slowly revealed as the story progresses, and the acting is phenomenal, especially from Cate Blanchett's character. She shows up in the second act and immediately steals the show and the camera. Suddenly she's the focus whenever her character is around, and it is great. Notice I said second act there. The first act is honestly a bit lackluster. It's slow and plotting and sadly unengaging. I get that it's needed for character setup and introductions of the film's themes and some of the heavier foreshadowing, but it honestly could have been shortened by a sizable amount. It has a lot of fluff in the first act that can be cut out, which is significant since the film is around 2.5 hours long. Thankfully, once the second act starts, the pacing is quick and interesting, the better characters show up, and the film really takes off. I gotta talk about the setting too. Del Toro usually does high fantasy films, and this is a very, very clear departure of that. Set in a realistic noir setting in the 40s, it doesn't really feature any of Del Toro's signature style. It doesn't really feature any particular supernatural events. It does, however, feature Del Toro's signature style of cinematography. A few artsy moments of pinhole transitions, but what sticks is the long one-shot scenes and conversations filled with tension and nuance. This is a film you are required to pay attention to, which can honestly be a bit taxing for people. I can understand if that puts some people off. But at least the film has great payoff for the foreshadowing and metaphors. There are a couple twists that are genuinely surprising, others that are predictable. It's not perfect, but it's still smart. I do have to gripe that some characters have clear-cut backstories that just aren't explored. It's left to the imagination, which in some cases is fine, but this felt like a bit more of an explanation would have been nice to better understand their character motivation. But for what we get, it's fine. Overall, it's a very good movie, a strong, smaller outing than Del Toro's usual works, and much more darker than I was expecting, but I highly, highly recommend it. Just stay past the first act. Check out a stream or rent it soon. Nightmare Alley gets a 7.5 out of 10 from me. Hey guys, thanks for sticking around for another one of these. Nightmare Alley, I'm a big fan of Del Toro's work, especially Pan's Labyrinth. That's always my favorite. This is a very, very different from his usual stuff, but it still has the classic Del Toro flair over it. I enjoy it a lot. I think it's good. There are some trigger warnings, but like I said, it's very, very dark, and there are some gore in it, so you're warned. Anyway, remember to like, comment, subscribe. Tell me down below what other movies you think I should watch. Don't forget to subscribe. It'll really help me out. And that's it. Have a great day, and if you're not, have a better one. See ya.
I'm just a ghost in your stereo, the fading memory of a shipwreck in the undertow. You're just a